Oh, damn. You know, the view from here looks, it's always easier to be over there when there's just one of you, and then now there's like 20 of you. I appreciate y'all's time. It takes a lot to get up here and like tell stories and share stuff in front of people, you know, and pour your heart out. So for everybody who's given a story, Sergey, Ivan, what was his name? David. Yeah, let's just give another round for them. It takes a lot, seriously. Seriously, thank you to them. I just thought of this yesterday because I didn't realize that we were having Story Slam until yesterday. The best mistake I've ever made. Now, Americans do get a bad rep for being stupid as hell. But I like to think that when it comes to being American, I'm a lot better, or at least smarter when it comes to geography than the average American, right? They look at China and they're like, oh yeah, that's Asia. You know, they look at India, oh yeah, that's Asia. That's China. You know, them folks, them Chinese over there, all them Chinese. But I personally, you know, we know that Asia is more than just China. It's Japan, it's North and South Korea, it's Thailand, Taiwan, Mongolia, India, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, all the stands, Iran, I stand. And Indonesia. Now for me, my love of geography started when I was 2. I had an atlas and I would flip through the atlas. Now at 2 years old, I didn't know what I was looking at. I just liked the colors, right? I remember that part. I liked the colors. I didn't know what them shapes were, the land masses. I didn't know what any of that was, but there was one page in particular that was very, very exciting for me. And that was the page with all the flags. And I would sit there and kind of like the Dalai Lama picks his toys or picks the tools that he had in his past life, for some reason I would go through the flags and I would say, I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna go there. And out of all the flags that I've touched in that book, I've actually been to all of those countries but 2. But as a kid, there's an interesting thing about the flags, right? Like, you know, it's like advertising. It's like the branding for the country. You got the one that has the yin yang on it and the 4 symbols of the elements. That's a pretty cool label. Bhutan has a dragon on theirs. As a 2-year-old, a dragon? Shit, sign me up. How do I get there? Now, with all of this extensive knowledge and connection with flags and countries, then you'd probably be absolutely dumbfounded when in 2020, I made a serious mistake. So 2020, I graduate, I'm going to Japan. How many people know about what happened in 2020? How many of y'all were there? Yeah, I graduated May 8th. I was going to Japan May 9th. That's what my ticket was for. May 9th, Japan said, no, our doors are closed. But I didn't let that deter me. I just rescheduled credited my ticket, and I began to study on an app called Interpals. Now, Interpals is an international pen pals like app. So you go on there, you introduce yourself to different people, and you practice your language. So I was going to practice my Japanese. Hajimemashite. Watashi wa Edo desu. Sanju sai desu. Blah, 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 blah. I'm here to study Japanese. How about you? And I'd go back and forth with different people, or they would read the message and they would ignore it. And it went on like that for a few months. And I was finally fed up with this fucking app. Like I was tired of it. And most apps you just delete it off your phone, you call it a day. I was gonna get rid of my account, man. Fuck this whole thing. I flipped the table on it. So I'm in the back end of the app, right? And I'm getting ready to hit the delete on your account. It's like, it was the question, they ask you, well, why are you leaving? What is your reason for leaving? What can we do? And right before I was about to say, not shit, I get a message from Poland. Now, here's why it was strange that I was getting a message from Poland. On this particular app, they had a bevy of flags, and you get to choose what country or what people you wanted to talk to based on the flag. So I went down the list. I know all the Asian flags: Japan, Korea, Taiwan, Thailand, Indonesia. Indonesia. You know, the funny thing about the Indonesian flag and the Polish flag is they look the same if you turn your head this way. Huh. Now, I was like, okay, let me see what this message is about and why somebody from Poland is messaging me. Maybe she speaks Japanese and maybe she's living in Japan, whatever. And it was a warm message. Hey, Ed, I hope the year is treating you better than it was treating you well, blah, 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 yada, yada. Hey, Ed. Okay, I'll play. So we go back and forth. And yeah, we meet in Istanbul. And then we go to Malta. And then Poland. And then engagement. And then marriage. And now I'm standing before you guys telling you the story about how I met my wife. You know, I personally don't think that there's any such thing as a mistake. But in this case, I did go with the intention of speaking to someone from a specific space and ended up, in my own arrogance, making an omission. And through that omission, well, I stand before you today. I think it's important to know also why I wanted to go to Japan. To become a better person, to develop myself and my skills, to meet new people, et cetera, et cetera. And I think I've done all of that right here. Thank you. Okay.